Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Started with the name of Almighty Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Currently, we have been sharing the antineoplastic agents, and under that, I did talk to you as there are 5 fingers of the hand, there are 5 different ways through which we intervene. And I did talk to you in that aspect a lot. Now, the next method through which we can intervene is through Vinca alkaloids. Now, in the Vinca alkaloids are included vincristine sulfate and vinblastine sulfate. These are the 2 alkaloids which have been extracted from Catharanthus roseus plant. The Vinca alkaloids are extracted from the leaves of Catharanthus roseus and were originally investigated for their hypoglycemic properties. So now you can see this was the research done particularly for hypoglycemia. Hypo means low, glycemia means sugar. When the sugar level in the blood has been increased, we should administer Catharanthus roseus parts. Some flowers were used in that respect, and that is traditionally being used. And this work was done by a Pakistani scientist, the name Salimuzzaman Siddiqui. He did a lot of work upon it, and he was successful in this respect to isolate hypoglycemic agent from Catharanthus roseus. But what is the major task and major toxicity? While I was teaching with you, and I have been emphasizing on that is ADME-T, absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion, and toxicity. It is the pharmacist entity who has been taught a lot about toxicity, and toxicity is a major domain of a pharmacist. Now, looking into it, why this has not been used as a hypoglycemic agent, this has got a property that whosoever have been using this product from Catharanthus roseus, ultimately that patient commits suicide. That's why this was not included in the domain of medicine. So toxicity is very, very important, which we should have to look into it. And it is the pharmacist to look into it, and the product has been formed, and then it has been excelled in the market. Now, but later found to possess antineoplastic action. Now, later on, it was suggested that this compound has got pretty good antineoplastic action. This is very, very important. And again, this is very toxic. That's why it has been used last and least. The alkaloids are composed of catharanthine moiety. Now, we could look into it. We have to remain here to this area. We should have to discuss. Now, this is vinblastine, and this is vincristine, with the only difference of methyl group and aldehyde group, which is present here in, now you can see here is in nitrogen. This contains this aldehyde group, whereas this contains methyl group. Rest of the whole thing is the same. Now, with the changing of this, a lot of change has been made in toxicity of these 2 compounds. You can understand how important the toxicity studies are. Now you can see catharanthine moiety. This moiety is catharanthine, and this vindoline moiety. This is the vindoline moiety, and you can see one structure is the similar in these two, and this is indole ring, and this is again an indole ring. These are similar in it. So these two moieties are very important, and here you can see this nitrogen does play a crucial role as a alkaloidal nitrogen. So now you can see this vinblastine is available in this form, particularly sulfate form, and vinblastine sulfate form of it's available in the market. Similarly, we have been moving towards vincristine. Vincristine again, you can see the same indole ring, and now you can see the only difference is there on the vindoline moiety on the nitrogen 1. You can see there is aldehyde group, and herein there is methyl group. Now looking into it, you can understand how does the biological activity change. Similarly, I can give you the example of vitamin B12 and mecobalamin. Only with one methyl group which has been added in mecobalamin, it increases its biological activity 100 times more than vitamin B12 plain. That is, when we attach to vitamin B12 one methyl group, that has been converted into mecobalamines. And this mecobalamine is 100 times more potent than plain vitamin B12. Similarly, you can see by changing this aldehyde group with this methyl group, the property is more suitable towards cancer than vinblastine to that of vincristine. Vincristine is safer as compared to vinblastine. That's why vincristine in the sulfate form is extensively used in the market. The alkaloids are composed of catharanthine moiety. This is catharanthine moiety containing the indole substances unit and vindoline moiety, and this is vindoline moiety. This one. Similarly, this is vindoline moiety, catharanthine moiety. In this vincristine and vinblastine. Differs only in the group attached to the dihydroindole nitrogen, which is a methyl group. Here, this one. Ye indole. This indole. Here is this CH3 group. In vinblastine and form group in vincristine, formyl group. This is the formyl group in vincristine sulfate. Is the action of these vincristine sulfate you can say prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. And this telophase, in this case, in the cell division, is important in that respect. We are moving toward this telophase. In this telophase, you can see when the cell divides, equator is formed, and on the equator chromosomes are attached, and with the spindle it moves toward the respective side when cell divides. Now, the vincristine don't let form these spindles. And when these spindles will not form, the chromated material will not able to move toward its respective sides, and cell will not be able to divide. This is the effect of this vincristine and vinblastine sulfate, that it don't let the spindle to be formed in anaphase, telophase state, where cell has to divide into two its respective daughter cells. So this is the mechanism of action. It won't let the spindle to be formed, and if the spindle will not form, the chromatid will not able to move into respective side, and the cell will die. That is the most important in this respect. Now, the mitotic spindle is composed of microtubules, and if you could see the structure of this spindle, magnifying, there are microtubules. Those microtubules constitute this spindle. So these microtubules will not form, spindle will not be formed, and the cell will not be able to divide. The mitotic spindle is composed of microtubules which function as part of the cell cytoskeleton and are important in maintaining cellular shape. They are also involved in transport within the cell, and cell signaling as well play an important role in the movement of chromosomes during mitosis. The microtubules are composed of heterodimers of alpha tubulin and beta tubulin, which may arrange as alternating heterodimers around a hollow axis to form the protofilaments of the microtubule. The behavior of microtubule are regulated in part by microtubule associated proteins. Now, this is again, I'm telling to you in that respect, talking about the single spindle. This is a spindle. In that spindle there are alpha, and similarly there are beta tubulins, and these alpha and beta tubulins constitute this spindle, and this drug would like to inhibit these one, and if these will be inhibited, spindle will not be formed, and spindle will not be formed, the chromosome will not be able to move from equatorial plate towards pole, from equatorial plate towards respective pole, and the cell will not be able to divide. That is it. Has been mentioned in your syllabus, and that is we have to jump up toward vincristine sulfate. Sulfate, what for and why sulfate has been formed. Now, if you could see the structure of this husky molecule, vincristine, can it be solubilized in water? Looking into it, all heterocyclic compounds have been attached. All such compounds have been attached which are mostly non-polar. So it will not be able to dissolve in water. This will not be able to dissolve in water. This will not be able to dissolve in water. This will not be able to dissolve. Irrespective of it, quite a few OH group and formyl group have been also attached to it. But still, its solubility is at the stake, and we should have to move in a way that it should be able to solubilized in water. For that matter, it is given in the form of sulfate so that it could be able to dissolve in water. Now, salt foam has been formed. Now, vincristine sulfate is available as a 1 milligram per ml solution in 1 to 2 and 5 ml vial or intravenous administration in acute leukemia and as part of multi-drug regime for Hodgkin's and non-Hodgkin lymphomas, as well as rhabdoma, sarcoma, neuroblastoma, Ewing sarcoma, Wilson tumor, soft tissue sarcoma, testicular cancer, liver cancer, and head and neck cancer. It has also been utilized in the treating pediatric cancer. Vincristine is highly protein bound. This is the important issue in this case, in the case of vincristine, and may also bind to platelets that contain large amount of tubulin. Here is that one tubulin. Those tubulin ultimately form the spindle. Numerous metabolites have been detected and several have been identified, one of which is 4-oxy-deacetyl derivative. The metabolism that does occur in believed to largely be mediated by cytochrome P3A, and mostly being metabolized by cytochrome P450. But this is specific cytochrome is involved in it, that is called cytochrome P3A. Elimination occurs primarily in the bile with the terminal elimination half-life of 23 to 85 hours. The most commonly seen toxicity of vincristine is a dose-limiting neurotoxicity caused by effects on axonal microtubules. Symptoms are variable and include peripheral neuropathy, ataxia, seizure, bone pain, and coma. These are the most important toxicities because of which this could be used lastly at the stage of cancer. Constipation is also a common seen toxicity, and laxative may be used prophylactically. Other toxicities include alopecia, skin rashes, mild myeloma suppression, secretion of antidiabetic hormones, aspermia, and menorrhea. Thank you very much. This is the natural drug which is being used to control the cancer, but on the basis of it that it has got most toxic, as I did mention to you. For that matter, it is used wherever necessarily it is to be used. Thank you very much, my son and daughter. If you cannot understand anything, I am available all the time on mobile number 0300-4163-075. Whenever you would like to talk to me, I am ready to answer your question. Thank you very much. So nice of you. For love, thanks.